Welcome back to School Curriculum, and this is the beginning of Learning Module 2. In the first module, we learned about the changing view of school leadership. New paradigms, such as human-based leadership, distributive leadership, and servant leadership, are now permeating the national landscape. We learned about the stages you go through to create a school vision for learning. And we reflected on what kind of leader we want to be and what kind of attitudes we want to have. And now we're going to examine the importance of the school culture and what that means. Peterson and Deal are two writers who have had the most to say about school culture. Part 2 of the Frampton text describes how they define culture this way: the set of norms, values, and beliefs, rituals and ceremonies, symbols and stories that make up the persona of the school. And they explain it further this way: schools have rituals and ceremonies, communal events to celebrate success, to provide closure during collective transitions, and to recognize people's contributions to the school. School cultures also include symbols and stories that communicate core values, reinforce the mission, and build a shared sense of commitment. Fullen, DeFore, among others, all suggest that cultures in schools are either positive or negative. They contend that effective school leaders ensure that the following traits are found in a healthy school culture. Now let's look at these, and as you read through these, you reflect about what your school culture is like compared to this. Shared sense of values and purpose. There's an emphasis on continuous learning. There's a commitment and a sense that we will not let any student fail. Everybody seems to get along. There's a sense of team. And finally, there's a chance for the staff to actually reflect and have collective inquiry and share personal practices. Additionally, these schools often have a common professional language, shared stories of success, multiple opportunities for quality professional development, and ceremonies that celebrate improvement, collaboration, and learning. I remember when I was the principal and we had worked very hard for 2 years to develop our own authentic curriculum in literacy. It was a huge task, and the team and I had worked so hard. There were many days when we worked way past the time that we should have and sometimes worked without compensation. And I knew that this was a great achievement for this team. So the first day that we began our new curriculum, I made sure every teacher that morning arrived to roses on their desk and a thank you note from me. It wasn't something that I could really afford to do, but I did it because I knew how much it would mean to that staff, that I appreciated and celebrated their accomplishment. And there are still teachers today, 10 years later, who remark that they remember that day and how much it meant to them. So you can't minimize the importance of that. When a school leader can bring about school characteristics like this, then they are in fact creating, as the ELCC Standard 2 says, a school culture and instructional program conducive to student learning and staff professional growth. On the other hand, some schools have negative cultures, norms and values that work against growth and learning. Peterson contends schools with toxic cultures lack a clear sense of purpose, have norms that reinforce inertia, blame the students for lack of progress, discourage collaboration, and often have actively hostile relations among staff. These schools are not healthy for staff or students.